Hello, YouTubers. Joseph and Passaville here in Central Texas on Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day, and a salute to all the fellow veterans that have been served, past and present, um, and all the families that have supported their veterans and family members in the military um, here in the past and currently serving. There's a lot of younger people serving nowadays. Welcome again. And then besides just salute to all the veterans out there on Veterans Day, I'm just going to be going over also some. Hey. Don't go too close right there. Yeah. But besides that, also go over any videos that posted. If there's any questions in some of the videos, I'll try to find them real quick and we can go over them. Any ideas that you guys have that you'd like to see, or even videos upcoming that I might be having out in the future. Just here to chit chat for a little bit and enjoy the rest of my Saturday. Spending some time with you all here on a Saturday on Veterans Day. Thank you for the one person that's come by so far. Glad to see that you're here. Also, besides all the veterans here on Veterans Day, I'd like to also say thank you to all my subscribers that have been following me on this journey. I'm a smaller channel still. I have a couple about 1,580 subscribers, almost at the 1,600 mark. Thank you for all the subscribers, even subscribers without channels and all that. It's always happy people that come by, look at your videos, like, share, and subscribe down the road and stuff like that. For the people that are here, thank you again. Like I mentioned, just here on StreamYard, this see if I can get that thing working. Okay, I got that working. But thanks for coming by, and I'll be here shortly with y'all, and just talking over everything. If you guys have any questions, go and type a comment in there so I can read it, and then I can be able to answer you guys' questions. As for myself, a fellow veteran, I've had a father that's a Vietnam veteran, and a few other family members that are veterans are currently serving. I always say thank you to them. I did a video earlier today, and then a short video also just for Veterans Day. Just showed some of the different friends I made down the road and along the way in the military. So just it's always been great to meet people, get some friendships. Some of the people that you saw in my little videos and the short video also, I still keep in touch or actually know, even though it's been a couple of years. Some people I've known over 20 years, and it's always great to know them and just talk to them and all that. A few of my neighbors, I was out there talking to them earlier today, same thing, saying thank you for the ones that served and for all the ones that support us and stuff like that down the road in the journey and part of life, and even our family members. But again, just a real quick short, probably live today, probably only gonna be here for a while. But if you drop by, just go and leave a comment in the comment block. That way I'll be able to answer any of your guys' questions. If you could leave a comment, I'll answer a question, see how it goes. But thanks for the people that have already dropped by and come in and just see what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's great to see comments. That way I have something to talk about besides going on and stuff like that. Behind me, you can probably see some of the stuff I got in my little locker there, and behind me, different places I've been or I served. I was in the military. Some of these are all I did the 15 years in Japan. A ship that was in Japan. They had a plate. If I remember right, that ship actually sank, so that's a memorial plate to a ship sinking there in Japan. And just going up, I have a little stick. That little stick is from climbing Mount Fuji. I have a taller one that I have locked up. Not locked up. I got in my closet over there when we climbed Mount Fuji. But just some of the stuff behind me that while I was in the military, served overseas, was able to collect, have a little collection of certain things. Um, hey, Jerry, long time no see. Happy Veterans Day, also, Jerry. Thank you for coming by and um, leaving a comment and stuff like that. If you have any other questions on my videos, just go and leave it. Again, thank you, Jerry. Um, it's good to see Jerry here. Jerry lives down in the Rio Grande Valley in that area where I'm originally from. So he's got a lot of good videos. I like a lot of his videos. He's either on the Rio Grande Valley side, or sometimes he's on the other side, the otro lado. Or they're eating some good food. Everywhere between Matamoros and Reynosa, I've seen some of his videos. Thank you, thank you. It's just Jerry. I'll be here just for a little bit, but probably to about 8 o'clock, and then go enjoy some of the chicharron that we bought. They're HEB chicharron. They're not fresh like down there in the Rio Grande Valley, um, but they're good. They're the HEB chicharrones, the chili and lime flavored ones. That kind of actually like those ones. Have had those for a while. Um, but thanks for dropping by. If you have any questions on some of the videos, I might be down there during Thanksgiving. If I am, I'll probably try to make a video or two down in the valleys. Um, I don't go as much as I used to. I miss it down there sometimes. But with your family getting older, also, they're up here. Oh yeah, fresh chicharrones are always great, especially when they're freshly cooked that same day. That's sometimes those are the best ones. Um, Sometimes people don't like those fresh ones right out of the pot, um, but those are good. Um, but up here, we could probably find people that make them fresh, but usually everyone here buys store bought. Um, and of all the markets, I think HEB's probably got some of the better ones as far as their own brand now. How a lot of companies have been going into branding food and all that to help reduce costs on the foods. Um, but yeah, the chicharrones are good. Like I said, Jerry, enjoy your videos also. Uh, when you go across, and then even on the U.S. side, on the Rio Grande Valley side, very good videos. I know we have a lot of people in common that we follow, and it's good to see them growing and support and stuff like that. Um, I know down in Brownsville, Texas, the Veterans Memorial and Veterans Park they have there is pretty good. I have to go check it. Supposedly, every veteran from Brownsville, Texas, has got their name on there. Oh man, you're gonna enjoy that. That's a good time to go there. I've been there, Jerry. We went during right after Christmas, and then but we ended up there for New Year's Eve, and so all the cohetes, all the fireworks that were popping, they're a little. Of course, they don't follow the regulations of the state, so the fireworks have a little extra stuff in it. But you hear landing on the tin roof once they pop. But yeah, you'd be good there in the Philippines for Christmas and enjoy it there. That's a very good time to be there. On November 25th. Okay, about Thanksgiving time frame. It's a pretty good time to go too, because it's starting to get the time frame where they start preparing for Christmas and all the religious holidays and all that along with Christmas. Not like here, you go to the store already, it's all Christmas items. Up the road from where we live, going to San Marcos, in between New Braunfels and San Marcos, they already have the Christmas light farm set up, and there's already traffic out there. We just drove back from visiting our oldest up in San Marcos, and on the way back southbound on Interstate 35, you could see they already got acres of tree Christmas lights everywhere. It's all lit up already since it turns dark earlier. Oh, my thing out there. But yeah. Don't mind my chair, it's the Mexican. Yeah, that's a long time to be there, but yeah, that's good to be there for a whole month. It's if you're gonna go overseas to a lot of the Asian countries, it's better to stay a longer period of time just because of the amount of the ticket to go there. We'll probably be there next year during the summertime. Thanks again for the other people that are here. Thank you for coming in and dropping by. Um, just chatting here with Jerry, a fellow brother down in the Rio Grande Valley where I live, where I'm originally from. I live up here in the Central Texas area now, but Jerry lives down there in the valley, where it's probably a little bit warmer than here. Right now, it's about 57 degrees here. Um, Light drizzle in the Central Texas area. But thanks for everyone that's already come by, dropped by. Like I said, just I was doing this for Happy Veterans Day, passing presents to the fellow veterans. I made a lot of friends. I was mentioning earlier, and still keep in touch with them. And actually, my kids actually know some of their kids, so it's pretty cool that they keep in touch, even with some of them living in California and some living here in Texas. Um, so, Jerry, when you're there, you're going to be visiting family also in the Philippines? Oh, DJ Osmo Action 4. So, my GoPro, now I got the GoPro 11. So, if you see my last, so I actually have a fourth video that I still haven't posted where I use my GoPro 11. So, my videos where I was at the Mason Lodge, the Drive With Me exploring Lavernia, Texas, and then the Concrete Cemetery videos. Those three videos, and then one more coming up. I used the GoPro 11. I only had it for about 2 weeks, and in those videos, if you pay attention, I really noticed it in the Masonic Lodge video I made. So if I was looking. So on the right side of the video, hi Jerry, 100% here, 100% too, except for the kids nowadays, and then the esposa being Filipino. But yeah, so in that video, on the right side of yeah, so if you're looking at the screen, the right side, so the right side of my shoulder, the whole time, and then even while I'm walking, there's like two little commas, or I had someone actually comment and tell me it looked like little rabbit ears, but it looks like two little rabbit ears moving along the screen. I looked it up. Somebody else gave me a comment about that. So he says when you start seeing that, it's something with the pixels, and eventually that whole thing's gonna fail and it's gonna go bad on you. So he recommended just go get it exchanged and get a newer 11 or another model, whichever they give you, or whatever they had in stock. So the GoPro 11, again, I made those 4 videos, was having that issue with it, and then I took it back, got my money back for it, and then I ended up getting a GoPro 10 because my GoPro 7, or sorry, GoPro 8 that I have, the side button on the square, the side button was wearing out. The rubber boot was already coming off. You can see the little metal piece in there. So that GoPro 8 is the one that I've done all my other videos with, and then maybe a few with my cell phone camera, but most of my videos were done with the GoPro 8, and I never had issues with that one. It died on me once going before I entered the cemetery, and then the other time in the summer it overheated and it turned off. But I had that GoPro 8 for about 18 months, and it was a nice little workhorse. It actually worked great, so I liked it. So like I said, that GoPro 11, I traded it in or returned it, got my money back, and then they had GoPro 10s in stock, so I went and got a GoPro 10, and I actually haven't done any videos with GoPro 10, and saved the receipt. You gotta save your receipts. There's a good reason why and stuff like that. But when I went to return it, I guess they've had a couple others return because the lady was like, "Oh yeah, GoPro 11." She just scanned the receipt in, got the money back, and then I went and got that GoPro 10. So I still haven't tried any videos with GoPro 10. I did two more today, but I used my GoPro 8. I'll open up my GoPro 10 and then try some videos with that. So yeah, it's uh it's something trying to try. I'll probably try eventually another brand. Like you mentioned here, just Jerry, let me know how that Osmo Action 4 camera works, um, and how you like it. I think I see you put here that it's so modern. Yeah, let me know how that works. Um, Could always have another backup camera, but for right now, I got the 10, and then my backup camera after I start using the 10 is going to be my GoPro 8 to have there. The nice thing with the 10 are the 10 and the 11, the GoPros, the batteries are the same size. So when I got the 11, I didn't return that back. I got two extra batteries and then the little block charger for those two batteries. So I have three batteries for the GoPro 10 now. The 8, I only have that one. Um, but that was the only biggest issue with the GoPro 8 was it overheated twice, or over actually once overheated, and the other one it died. It had full charge when I went to the cemetery, but it died as soon as I crossed the gates that one cemetery here in Marion. But yeah, it's been great. Um, so Jerry, you going away there solo to the Philippines? Um, Enjoy the food and stuff like that while you're over there. Thank you for the other people that have been dropping by every so often. Just got through mention. Had a question in the comments section about some cameras. Um, I had a short video and I mentioned it. Yeah, see, that's why I went to the 11 and I didn't go to a 12. I actually saw some bad reviews on the 12. Um, Jerry, that like I didn't want to move up to the next one. So right now I just got the 10 and I'll just see how that goes once I start using it. But and hopefully it doesn't get too hot. Over time, that GoPro 8, it didn't do it right away, but like as it started getting older, you could feel the outsides of the camera getting warm or hot on you and stuff like that. Does the Osmo Action 4 get hot around the edges or hot at all like the GoPros do? Um, I know probably other people have noticed that with the GoPro, and you see videos on that they actually warm up. They're good cameras, but they just start that warm up. It's like, damn, I gotta hold this. um, I don't hold it directly. I got a little stand to hold it with and walk around with. For the people that come by, it's a happy Veterans Day. The fellow vets, their families, and everyone that supported them. Thank you for dropping by. Also taking other questions or talking about other things. Here currently with a fellow YouTuber, small channel down in the Rio Grande Valley. But that's good that it doesn't get hot. That's I might look into that. Um, were you able to get that like at your Target, Best Buy, or was it a single source website where you got that Osmo Action 4? I might look into that myself too. Probably ask for that for a Christmas gift. That'd be great to get like a little Christmas gift, another camera to have along the way. When you go to Philippines, you plan to make any videos, or what area are you actually going to be at there, Jerry? Which area you're visiting? Um, I know some areas that might have some good tourist spots and stuff to record. Um, if you like those kind of things, and well, of course, a lot of food. There's a lot of open air markets where you could eat food all over the place over there. Um, so you'll enjoy it, especially that time. It's not too hot. It does rain, if I remember right, November, December, a couple times, but it's a tropical environment. Forgive me for drinking this, but I'm trying to. I like Modelo, but I'm trying. This is the first time I've seen the Modelo Oro. So got this here. So it's Modelo Oro cheers to all the vets and everybody else that's here watching. Hey there, Ace, Florida. How are you doing? I'm here talking with Jerry from the Rio Grande Valley. I know I recently started following you also, Ace. Thank you for coming by and being part of this live stream. Um, just like I was mentioning with Jerry here, I've just seen he's getting ready to go to the Philippines. He's from down in the Rio Grande Valley. I will make a lot of videos. I have about 6 micro SD cards. Okay, yeah, I want to take my laptop. If you got a lot of little micro SD cards when you come back, it'd be good something that you make the videos from and stuff like that. Again, there's a lot of places to go. Do you know what Laguna? Okay, Laguna's not a bad area and stuff like that. Um, I gotta remember where that is again. It's been a while since I've been back myself. But Ace, thank you for coming by. If you guys got any questions, I didn't watch too many college football games, so I can't really talk about those today. Um, I was out visiting family, enjoying Chili's had the free meals for veterans. Well, it's not a lot of choices, but it was good choices. One of the few times I do eat at Chili's, they do have a nice little little choice though. They do have nice choices for veterans for that. Okay, yeah, Laguna is 3 hours south of Manila. Yeah, the area we usually hang out is either in Olongapo City, which is a Subic Bay area, there, and then that's about 3 hours south of Manila, also southwest kind of from Manila. But so Chili's has had meal deals. We like that BJ's Restaurant and Brew. They make their own brewery. They have their own brewery inside in BJ's. They make their own beer. Their food is always great. I always like eating there when I do eat there. Never had complaints. But the only thing they do is you have to buy $15 worth of food, and then they give you the free Pizookie. So Pizookie is probably about this big. It's about 4 inches across to 5 inches across. It's a chocolate, like a fudge brownie, and then they put a different type of ice cream on there, whichever flavor you like, and it melts into it. And then it's a pretty good little thing, and usually about 4 people. Yep. Yeah, that was one place, Jerry, that I did visit. The times I was there, my wife's got a lot of family members in that area, and the other place is Cavite in the Philippines. But Bataan, I went over to Corregidor. This is before I even did YouTube channel. Over a decade ago, we went to Corregidor, and that's the island where most of the military had moved to when Japan had invaded the Philippines, and that was like the last ditch stand there. And that's a very beautiful little island. It's got a lot of gun emplacements still there. The old garrisons there. A lot of the old buildings are still standing. There's a few that have fallen, but there's a lot of history right there in Corregidor Island. So it was a kind of a awe-inspiring. They had a lot of Texas A&M Aggies that were stationed there, and that surrendered when they finally surrendered to the Japanese in 1942. There's a couple of pictures where where the Aggies did their muster call, and there were like 30 plus Texas A&M Aggies that were there during the Corregidor siege, and then the surrender in 1942. But they got all that in the museum there, and that island and the hotel that's on the island is supposedly haunted. I took a picture of one of the statues with 2 soldiers. In the picture behind the soldiers, when I developed it, this is when you still had regular cameras and camera film. In the picture, there's a glowing object probably about the size of a quarter in between the two soldiers' heads, and I never got that analyzed by anybody, but it was kind of interesting stuff to see. But yeah, that whole area, Bataan, of course, the Bataan Death March has a lot of historical things. I know when I go back to the Philippines, I'll try to hit the history there in that area. Again, Ace and Jerry, thank you for dropping by here and being part of the live. I see there's at least one other person here. If you'd like to leave a comment, at least just say hello, hi, good evening, like good morning, wherever you're at and stuff. Marines, I've got a couple of neighbors that are Marines, and actually, one of the guys that left a comment earlier today on one of my videos was a Marine, a fellow YouTuber, and currently he's actually in the Philippines, where me and Jerry are talking about. He's out in the Philippines, but he spends a lot of his time in Japan, and me and him know a lot of the bases there in Japan, or the little places there. But again, this has been a pretty good day. I was back with the restaurants. There were a couple others. I think Buffalo Wild Wings had a platter that you could get. The donut places, the one donut place, Krispy Kreme, they gave you one donut, but like I could leave the parking lot and never eat that donut up. So they gave one free donut, which is okay. But I'm a big guy now. Shoot, that one donut is not going to fill me up. At least give you a 6-pack of donuts. That's good. That's good, Ace. A lot of us, even when, yeah, gotta love everyone that's here. Thank you for coming by. And thank you for all the subscribers, support, and all that, and even the people I support. But going back to Ace, even a lot of us have family members. My dad was a Vietnam vet. I served. A lot of my neighbors have served. We all have some. I think a lot of us still have family members that served at one point in time, and it's always great to thank them and then listen to some of the stuff they have to say, and then support the fellow vets that are in. My wife works over at one of the bases here, and then I go over to the base every so often. I still support their MWR, what they call their Morale, Welfare, Recreation. The Air Force calls it something else, I believe. Still go support, donate and stuff like that. Yep, Marine. Once you tell a Marine, if you tell a Marine you were a Marine, they get mad at you and stuff. They will tell you I'm a Marine, no matter their age. You can have, you'll see those 90-year-old guys that were Marines, and they'll just say Marine. Marine, Devil Dogs, different cut, but they're all part of the brotherhood, sisterhood, and all the people that have served the country and stuff. Yep, that's what my dad did in Vietnam. He was a medic. He did his training here in Fort Sam Houston, San Antonio. Fort Sam Houston now has the Navy medical training and the Air Force medical training at the Army base. They call them joint base. Joint bases now. A lot of the bigger bases got merged, and now they're called joint bases. And so we have Fort Sam Houston is part of what they call Joint Base San Antonio. So they do all the medical training there and stuff like that. For the U.S. Navy, they call them our hospital corpsmen and stuff like that. And one corpsman was usually with a platoon of Marines. Yeah, I got Devil Dog also. I follow him. I listen to some of his lives. I think I've been on maybe 2 or 3 lives in the past 2 months. I don't go on lives that much, but when I do, I like to show support, say hi, drop a line. If anything to comment about, I'll put a little comment. But I like everyone's videos and stuff like that. Again, thanks for everyone that's here. Just a little salute to the fellow veterans and their supportive families, or the past or present. Also answer any questions or talk about anything else. We were talking about the GoPros earlier and stuff like that. Also places where you're at, where you're from. If you have questions about any of my videos that I've done in the past, where the location's at or something like that, I could kind of tell you if my memory is pretty decent. And then maybe some videos are coming up. I know I did some videos. Um, I, I did a couple of videos. I did a live at the Cowboys game when we played the Rams, and then did a video. It was I had to try to cut it off or make it shorter, but it had pretty much people in other countries or even in the U.S. don't get to experience American football games. Um, so I put that on there. I've seen other YouTubers do it, but I did it also. For me, it was actually my parents' first time. They're almost 80, and it was their first time going to an actual game. They've been watching it since the 60s on TV. So going to Jerry World there in Arlington, Texas was pretty cool. And it was what was cool also when we went to go watch that Cowboys game against the Rams. That was the Sunday after Game 2 of the World Series with the Rangers and the Arizona Cardinals. That Game 2, the Rangers lost. The Texas Rangers lost. So at the hotel we were at, we had Rangers, Arizona Cardinals fans, and then we had LA Rams and Dallas Cowboys fans at the same hotel, and probably a lot of the hotels around that area. Um, yeah, the Iwo Jima Memorial, they have the one monument that's actually in Harlingen, Texas, that's a replica of the one that's in Washington, D.C. The Iwo Jima one, there's at the Marine Military Academy in Harlingen, Texas. Yeah, they still have controversy about one of the Marines that's lifting the flag there at Iwo Jima. Um, but yeah, Ira Hayes and Harlan Block, I think both of them are actually from Texas. Ira Hayes, if you go, he was the one Native American there. He survived Iwo Jima, of course, World War II, and then he just had a tough life after that when he had come back. And even when he passed away, it was in a bad location where he passed away. So yeah, the surviving members of that all had some sort of issue, but I think Ira Hayes was kind of the worst outcome from those guys. Besides the ones that passed away, I think one that passed away later on in Iwo Jima. I actually have been to Iwo Jima. On my short and my video, I believe one of the pictures in that slideshow were there in Iwo Jima on the one side of Mount Suribachi. Let's see what it played for me. Damn commercials. Yeah, that's true. He turned into alcoholism and all that, and it was a bad thing for him and stuff, and it was bad. I actually knew one of his nieces, or one of his nieces. She was my CCD teacher. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it. Sorry, I'm looking for the picture where we're at Suribachi. So my longer video, the salute to the veterans and like some of the people I served with, about the 2 minute, 10-second mark on that video. Let me see. That 2 minute, 10-second mark of that video is there in Mount Suribachi. I was fortunate enough, the amphib ship, the ships that carry Marines, we did some operations like war games with some of the Southeast Asian countries, and then we'd go on the route from Okinawa, we'd go by Iwo Jima, and then twice we actually went with some veterans that were still alive from Iwo Jima, and we took them there. We did 2 ceremonies, and we were able to transit the island, walk around the island. The top of Mount Suribachi, you look down, you see the whole island. It's it's kind of interesting how small that island actually is, from the top, and how many people passed away on that island. Hey, Down Under Cruisers, thank you for coming by. Thank you for supporting us. I think yesterday some of the British Empire countries or English countries, they had Armistice Day or another day. I think you guys do it a day before, where where you honor your veterans and stuff like that. Um, I don't know what it's called, so I used to think it was Armistice Day, but if it's something else, I know it's for a lot of the English Empire, what were English Empire countries. Um, they had their day yesterday, I believe. Of If I'm wrong, type it in there so I can read it out and be correct. I'd rather be correct than wrong. But again, thank you for everyone that's come by here. I was talking to Jerry and Ace, um, and just about little things for the veterans. That's it. Okay, so it's like us, Veterans Day today, the 11th, and Remembrance Day at the 11th, which the 11th day, 11th hour of the 11th month was the surrender or the termination of World War One, the ending of hostilities of World War One. It's kind of interesting there. Um, if you watch some of the videos about the last day of World War One, they actually were still fighting, and one large unit lost over 6,000 men the last day. Even though they knew the war was going to be over, they still sent their men into harm's way and stuff like that, um, just to show force one more time, I guess. Just crazy like that sometimes, but that's how it was. You won't see that nowadays. Um, Crazy stuff still happens, but you won't see uh, a mass thing like that when you know it's over. But again, thank you for coming by, Down Under Cruisers. Um, that one video I did, I believe the one I did for my Veterans Day Down Under, it finishes there. I'm by the bridge, the Harbor Bridge there in Sydney, Australia. In the background, I'm on the flight deck area of the ship I was on when I was 19 years old. We were there in 92, so I was just turning 20. In 1992, we marched in Sydney, Australia for the Battle of the Coral Sea, a remembrance in 92. So that was 52, 66, 92, 50 years. It was the 50-year remembrance of the Battle of the Coral Sea. And I got to march in Sydney, Australia for that. So that was kind of memorable for me and stuff. Great parades, and then very friendly Australians. I've been to Australia over 8 times. Townsville twice, Cairns, Sydney, Fremantle, Perth, and Darwin twice. So I loved it there. Hey JR, I just saw you left a comment on one of the videos. I'll go there and look at it a little bit. Thanks for the 3 people that come by, stop by. Thank you for leaving comments. That way I could be able to answer any questions you guys have. Again, here, Veterans Day, just honor those past and present, to salute them and their families that are always supportive of them as they serve their country, back then, now, or in the future and stuff like that. Yeah, that's true, Down Under. Things happen all the time. Everyone prays and wishes there could be peaceful resolutions all over the world, but just crazy things happen, and it just lights that flame again of war or just hostilities. Yeah, I enjoyed Australia. I was talking to Jerry here. Jerry is from where I'm originally from. If he's still on, down in South Texas, Rio Grande Valley area. So we have Mexico on the other side. So both him and me, when we grew up, we used to go to Mexico a lot. He still goes there. I'm in Central Texas, so it's kind of hard to just get down there all the time. But yeah, I loved Australia. I liked it. I like Darwin, Perth, Fremantle, the western side of Australia. I don't know why. it seemed like it felt like you're out in the country, out in some parts of Texas in a way. Um, some parts of those areas of Australia reminded me of being back home in the Texas area and stuff like that, out here in the country. And then Sydney was awesome, a big city, of course, very crowded, of course, but we liked it there. That was the one place we were supposed to go to Melbourne once, and something kept us from going there. I can't remember what, but that was in the mid '90s when we were supposed to go down to the Melbourne area and stuff like that. Aloha there, the Hapsters. Thank you for dropping by. Have a few other fellow YouTubers here. Down under from Australia, Jerry from down in Rio Grande Valley, Texas. I had Ace Florida here dropping by. Yeah, it's big salute. I'm just here relaxing. Was going to be on here for a while there, Hapsters. Nice to see you. And then going back to Australia, I was talking down under. I always enjoyed it. That's why I like seeing videos of fellow tubers down in Australia. Just some of the areas, Greenback Memory, and a lot of great food down there. Um, the other one, Townsville, that was the other place, Townsville, Australia. Went there twice too. Townsville, I remember there were casinos there. Besides, that was one of the places. Um, it had a pretty different tide range and stuff, tidal range. But Townsville and Sydney, we were able to take tours from there. I think Townsville was a closer one, where we could take tours and go see the Barrier Reef. Um, I don't know if they go there as much anymore on dive tours. I know a lot of the reefs around the world are trying to minimize the amount of tours that go there and touch them and all that. Well, that's what they said, Jerry. I don't know. We could probably ask down under, but they said there were two kangaroos for every one person. So I ate steaks there in Australia, so I don't know if there was any kangaroo in there. But yeah, I did eat a lot of good, and they could cook some good steaks in Australia. Uh, of course, I'm gonna say it's better in Texas, but they could cook some good steaks there. Um, well, Hapsters, for today for Veterans Day, actually did our community here had a community yard sale, so we were selling some stuff, just items we had, and people still buy, and we sold some stuff that was from 9 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon, and then after 2 we cleaned up, took a little break, and then we went up to see our son in San Marcos and got one of the free what you call it, free meals that Chili's was providing to the military vets, to all veterans past and present. So Rue is awesome meat, and I think I might have eaten it because there was something there. So kangaroo would be kind of like deer or some of our more rare meats here in the States, where if it's not cooked right, it does come out gamey, like you said, or might be too rubbery or you chew on it too much. Yeah. Yeah, the Philippines does have cattle. Believe it or not, there was I can't remember the history, but I read there was some big ranches actually in the Philippines that had cattle um, back in the day. Oh yeah, the USS Utah. I don't know if you did a video there. I remember the times that we went to Pearl Harbor when we were on the ships. You go by the Utah, you go by the Arizona, and the Utah was one of the older battleships that was made, um, constructed right before World War One, and the Japanese sank her there in Pearl Harbor, but she had a flight deck. They had converted her into a because the USS Utah was a battleship. They converted her into a training carrier, and she got bombed because they thought it was one of the aircraft carriers that was supposed to be there on December 7th. So yeah, the Utah's got an interesting history also. Yeah, Jerry. Well, Australia's a nice area. You'd probably like that. Right now, it's flipped, so they're getting ready to do their spring and summertime since we're starting our fall and winter time. Yeah, that's the Utah's on the other side. It's kind of like here. I think down under Jerry will like the food down in Australia and stuff. You guys have some great food. I always enjoyed eating wherever we took tours to. They had great foods there, and then when we were able to go out on our own, they had good foods there. If I don't know if you guys drink, but when I had some beers there, not a lot, but if I had one or two beers there in Australia, I always had the. I guess people don't like Fosters there. I had Fosters, but I went with the other ones. They had Tui's and VB Victoria Bitter, um, and the 2X, if I believe so. But the VB Victoria Bitter is one of the ones I like there. Um, but yeah, I was told don't drink Fosters when you're in Australia, even though people like it here. I keep kicking my own camera. Yeah, I think there was a story back about that. Um, but again, thank you for everyone that's dropped by here. It's great to see you all. I was here for a short while, just talking. Great to see people, the Hapsters here, down under Cruisers and Jerry. Earlier, I had Ace Florida. Thank you all for coming by and saying hello, leaving some questions, comments. I was here just to Veterans Day. Um, no matter what country you're in, everyone has veterans, and we remember those that have served and stuff. I saw that in 2025. Yeah, that sounds good. South Pacific. I saw some of those places you're gonna hit on that cruise down under. Was I think I saw a French flag in one of the areas. Are you guys going down to New Caledonia? That area. I saw the map, but I didn't open it up so much. Yeah, that's not. I knew it was a 2X. I was thinking Dos Equis here in Mexico or the U.S. and Mexico. Dos Equis. That I was like just 2X, but Dos Equis. But yeah, 4X. I like that one, and the Victoria Bitter. Those were the two that I liked. Yeah, like you said, Foster's is poison. They told us not to drink it because when in the early 90s and late 80s, Foster's was promoted here on our TV a lot, in commercials and ads back then. Okay, yeah, so right, New Caledonia. I've actually been to New Caledonia once while I was in the military. A very beautiful island, loved it. So some of the islands in South Pacific I've been to, of course, it was while I was in the military on the U.S. Navy ships. So I wasn't able to enjoy any of that really with my wife and stuff like that, or anyone in my family. Just with our fellow co-workers or fellow shipmates. If you're on a ship, fellow shipmates or other service members when we went to some of those countries or places or islands or so yeah, it's been pretty interesting stuff like that. Yep, happy holidays. They're coming up now. The stores, if you're here, I don't know how it is in Australia or in some of the other countries, but here in the US, they already got Christmas stuff the day as soon as they took the Halloween. October 31st was done. Um, the next morning, you could go to places and they had everything Christmas and stuff like that. That's cool down under. Thanks for the invite to all of us and stuff. I saw that posted on your video, and I think you talked about it on your live stream the other day. So I might look up more into that and stuff like that. 2025. Well, the years do come by. It's already a full year. Yeah. Christmas, I think they just push it too quick. Comes by too fast now. Um, it's like all the days seem to go by too quickly. Um, I just still remember February, March, April timeframe, and look, it's already November. 11 days into November, and Veterans Day, and pretty soon Thanksgiving will roll by. But here in the States, everyone's, I think, pretty much one day Thanksgiving's going to be out of the picture. They're not even going to do anything for that eventually in the future, I bet. It's just going to go straight to Christmas. Like I said earlier in the video, when we were coming back today, Hapsters visiting our son, we drive southbound on Interstate 35 in between San Marcos, Texas and New Braunfels, Texas. Every year they do it, but they already have it out. They already had a line of cars trying to go into it. It's about 6 acres, and they decorate this area all sorts of Christmas lights, designs, everything. It's all Christmas lights, and it's already out here. Um, they had to have that set up earlier, and we just saw it today when we were driving down. But they charge $20 for a person. So if you're in a car with 4 people, you're getting charged. So that's kind of crazy to me. I'm not gonna pay that. You pay $20 for the car, cool, but they start charging everybody separately in one car. It's kind of interesting. Even fake snow. Yeah, that's true. You guys are in your summertime, while we're in our winter, and it flips. When we're in summer, you're down in your winter time there. Yeah, fake snow. Yeah, San Antonio Hapsters is, well, for us. We love it. My wife loves it. There's enough Filipino communities here, but for me, being close to home, about 4 hours north of home, I like it also and stuff like that. Um, and South Carolina, we visited people there, but mainly down here. We lived in California for a little bit, a long time. Well, I lived a long time in Japan, and my wife and kids, we lived there about 7.5 years in Japan with them, and the other 7 years I was a single sailor in Japan, stationed over there. But yeah, San Antonio is great. It's growing fast. Between Austin and San Antonio, it's getting real crowded or very populated. We live out in the country, but I think one day, probably about less than 5 years, they'll start building some sort of subdivision out. So we like it out here. Yeah, fake snow down under, believe it or not, in the area I'm at, and well, of course, Hawaii, and then where Jerry that was on here lives. We don't get a lot of snow either. Um, a couple of years back, about I think 3 or 4 years like now, we had snow here, and for 2 days, about an inch and a half one day, and then about half an inch the next day, and it shut down everything. For one week, we didn't know what to do here. Um, Snow is not friendly when it happens here. Not like everywhere else, you see them playing in it, driving in it, having a good time. Here, we don't like it. Yeah, the last time I saw snow down in South Texas, where Jerry's from, when I went to Brownsville, Texas, in 2004, December 24th, going into Christmas Day, it snowed about almost a full inch in Brownsville, Texas, in 2004. Um, and that was the first time it snowed there, I believe, in over 105 years. So the part of Texas I'm originally from, where Jerry's at, it if you you'd be lucky to see snow, because that was a weird every 105-year occurrence. So unless you live to be 100, you'll see it again maybe. Yeah, Japan was nice. We live in the Yokosuka area, and then we live in the Sasebo area. So Yokosuka is close to Yokohama, Tokyo, Kawasaki, a lot of good areas, Mount Fuji. And then when I lived down in the Sasebo area, where our oldest was born, um, it was near Nagasaki, near Fukuoka, um, Omura, and some other places down there in Sasebo. I did go to Okinawa a couple times. I grew up mostly in my teens and moved to Oklahoma. Oh, Oklahoma. Okinawa, yeah. There was the Air Force Base there, the small white beach there in Okinawa. That's where the amphib would go, and we'd wait to load up the Marines there. But for us, we'd go out to Kadena Air Force Base there and hang out and just enjoy the day, because they had more things to do there at that Air Force Base. And then they had all those Marine Corps bases there too. Yeah, Sassville would get really cold, and that's where I really saw most of the snow ever for me. I don't know how much snow down under's ever got to see either, but for me, Sasebo, the years there, it snowed pretty much every year. So my oldest, me and my wife, and we got to enjoy the snow there, um, playing in and all that. And the Japanese drive a lot better in snow, so we had no issues there. Not like here in San Antonio, it snows there, just hitting everything. It rains here in San Antonio, they hit everything. So uh, part of me, I'm just having one of those Modelo Oros. It's kind of like a lighter beer of Modelo. Spelling the word snow. That's kind of funny. But yeah, here they here they were funny in San Antonio area here in Central Texas. Um, when they see the snow, they're happy, they're this and that. But then the next day, they just can't do. The city shuts down. People can't go to work. It's just crazy. Yeah, Hawaii. The last time I was there was shoot almost a decade ago. Um, but I've been there on ships, and I remember the driving was crazy. It took us over an hour to get from the naval base in Pearl Harbor over to the MWR hotel. I think it's the Haleakaloha in Maui, not Maui, Haleakaloha. Over there where all the tourists hang out there in Hawaii, on that island in Hawaii. You see, I can't remember, but it's the Haleakaloha's MWR hotel, and that's just going from Pearl, the Navy base over there. Philippines are pretty much, they have stoplights in the Philippines, but I've never seen them follow them and stuff like that. They just keep going, or they make room wherever they can, stuff like that. Surprised there's not more accidents. And I've experienced with me and my whole family how to get on the buses too. Um, when when I did go to yeah, the Haleakaloha, yeah, I was right on that. When I did go, we did, some people we met in Darwin. They took us to some locations, but they were driving, and I think they hit every pothole in the road there. In one of those country roads out there in Darwin, we hit almost every pothole, and you could feel it. And there's some reason that car didn't feel like it had shock absorbers in there. I was feeling every pothole, and me and my buddy in the back were feeling everything. Yeah, there's maybe in other countries. I know in Japan there was no road rage. They just real polite drivers in Japan. Because I had a Japanese license, my wife had a Japanese driver's license, so we had our own cars over there. Um, I never saw them like go wild or crazy on here, try to run you out. Yeah, this I think that's why I felt very pothole there down under. We hit going too fast. There's potholes. You just go with it. I think that's the way they were doing. Just go with it. You're okay, mate. Like they tell you, mate, after every pothole or something like that, you're okay. You're not losing a tooth yet. You don't bite your teeth and they all break when you hit something hard there and stuff. But it was great there. Was it the boar? See, I'm trying to remember that. Not the boar's nest. That's a TV show. Hog's Breath. The Hog's Breath saloon, and had great food there in Darwin. But that was a couple shoot over a decade ago, so I don't know if it's still decent food. But the Hog's Breath was pretty good there in Darwin. I remember. Yeah, that's pretty much it, and it's kind of how some places here in the states are. Your life keeps going no matter what happens and stuff. You just gotta get up and keep moving. Take the punches and keep going and stuff like that. You'll be okay. That's how a lot of areas here in the states are, especially in Texas. You'll all make it and stuff like that. So just gotta go with the punches, and keep moving, keep moving. Yeah, road rage here in the states has got real bad. You see all sorts of crazy things out here, and then it causes accidents on the highways, and then it just clogs up the highways even worse. It doesn't matter how much more lanes some of these areas put on their roads. It just makes them worse, more congested and stuff like that. Yeah, everyone's got short tempers here nowadays. It seems like. Well, y'all, I've been here an hour. Thank you for everyone that's come by. The Hapsters, Ace Florida came by. Don Cruz under Hapsters, Jerry. Thank you all for actually coming in and saying hi. It's great to have a good little fellowship of tubers that come and follow each other and support, chit chat for a little bit. Yeah, that's what we used to get down under. We used to just get the shouting and the middle finger, but now some places people just get a little more carried away um, and bring out a gun, and it just gets crazy. And sometimes they follow you to a parking lot and just, I don't know. And you see it in the news all the time, not just here in Texas, but all over in the States. It's just crazy. Back then, you just move on and stuff like that, or brake check them real fast, as long as they don't. No, I have never brake checked somebody. I don't want to get hit. All right, Jerry, thank you for coming by. I know it's 8 o'clock at night here in Central Texas. I'm getting ready to go take care of some stuff, and just relax the rest of the night here. Enjoy some chicharrones from HEB. Second Amendment, yeah. We actually have, my wife's got one and I got one, but we don't take it with us everywhere we go. We keep it at home and then just go to the gun range every so often and stuff. But yeah, we have our own down under. But yep, Jerry's right. They're big here, especially Texas. We went to a gun show here, and you could, in one of my videos, you could kind of see all the kind of stuff they had there. They actually had a rocket propelled grenade launcher there. I don't know if it was for sale or just for show and tell, but they had one in there. And it's kind of funny, Jerry down under and the Hapsters, you could actually buy cannon here, an actual cannon that could work, the one with the cannonballs. One of the websites that makes them here in Texas was selling them for about $3,500. It'd make a good lawn ornament in the front yard here. So they do sell them here. You do find them different pounds. Because a lot of the old cannon used to go by the pound of what the ball was and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting. You can actually go on websites and find a cannon for sale. I actually have one neighbor out here in the country has got one outside his outside right near his driveway in he's got a little design and some oak trees that he's got in between the oak trees. It's not facing the road, but it's just there, and he's got the side profile of it. I gotta go take a picture one day so I could make a little short video like, hey, yeah, you could have this in your lawn. But it's kind of interesting. Well, y'all, again, thanks for coming by here and supporting me and being part and chatting with other tubers here. You guys don't know each other, at least look at each other's YouTubes and see what they're about. Look at their videos, give them a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe to their videos also. And just keep this growing. I know Tuber Chat and some other channels I follow, they all like making friends and everybody helping each other out and supporting. But again, I'm going to call this one for the night. Thank you all for coming by, supporting and being part of the live stream family here and the Tuber family, for all our small channels. Happy Veterans Day, to continue honoring the past, present, and saluting all the fellow veterans. And Remembrance Day in all the other countries that celebrate this day to remember their fallen, their veterans. Here we have Memorial Day for the fallen, but the rest of the day for the Veteran Day is for the past, present, and currently serving veterans. Thank you for stopping by. You guys have a good one. Like, share, subscribe. Continue supporting each other. Good night. Salamat. Adios.